Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chassis Variant series of myself, Critical Rocket, also known as the Chariot series, so I gotta keep remembering to call it that, because I keep friggin' forgetting. So yeah, this is the last of the Catapult videos that I can do, based on variants that are available. I would have loved to have done the Periphery model that had the 8 rocket launchers, but there's no single Catapult that has 8 missile hardpoints. So here we are with the K5. This is a missile-based version of the Kirita models, and it is dual MRM-30s with 2 medium pulse lasers. It retains its jump jets, and is a little bit faster because it has a nice hefty XL engine in there, which means it can quite nimbly move around and get to a different firing position. Like a lot of the MRM equipped mechs in the Kirita lines, medium range missiles were generally used not so much for their accuracy, but mainly to break up battle formations where you could just literally spray missiles in a very wide arc against approaching enemies, which would force them to take cover, fall back, or force them to rotate into a different position. It was a popular Kiritan tactic, especially in the later conflict with, say, the Ghost Bear Dominion, amongst others. And MRMs, you know what, if you've been playing the Catapult at any point, you've probably built this without even realising it, because the MRMs are very popular, especially on heavy mechs. It's the sweet spot, I think. You see a lot of builds, quick draws especially, using dual MRM launchers, and there's a reason. They're highly effective in MechWarrior Online. Their direct fire capability, and especially in point-blank range, makes them very desirable, and the amount of damage that they can do over a short space of time is incredible. On this build especially, due to the high mounts, the MRMs can easily harass and burn armor away very, very quickly if you get a nice firing position. Maybe not so much here on Viridian Bog, but there are obviously maps such as Canyon Network and the like that these work very well. It also turns the Catapult into something of a mid-range brawler. No minimum range obviously on the missiles, which means you don't have to worry about mechs getting too close. The biggest downside obviously of MRMs is the fact that trying to hit anything above some of the slower mediums is difficult. Most of your missiles either aren't going to register hits because PGI coding, or they're just going to miss anyway because of the speed the target's moving. So these weapons are best used against bigger mechs than your own. Very, very effective, as I said, against assault mechs, things that are just standing still in a firing position. And I still think it puts this mech in a fire support role, unlike the quick draw builds you see, which generally feel a bit more tanky, and I think that's mainly because the quick draw hitboxes are a bit better than the Catapult. It's also helped by the fact that the weapons locations for the quick draw aren't quite as obvious as you see with the Catapult, being those 2 massive boxes to shoot at to get rid of the missiles. Outside of that though, it's still a pretty effective design. As you'll see, my damage in this for me is quite high by the end of the round, and I think that's a testament to the ability of the MRMs. One of the problems is heat is not very good in this mech. There's not much room with regards to adding any double heat sinks after the fact, and it makes the build very quickly overheat if you're firing both the medium pulses and the MRM-30s one after the other. Tend not to fire them both at the same time due to the heat spike, but you can do an MRM-60 alpha strike without any real issues, and back off if you need to. Overall though, I do quite like the build. I think it's quite fun. Combined with the speed, you probably could slow this down a bit more, get a bit more ammunition, maybe upgrade the MRM-30s to 40s if you want, just for an even bigger kick. Maybe even drop the medium pulses down to something like smalls, just so you have to worry too much about the heat. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a damn fine build. Also, this round looked like it was going to be a winner, and it's just one of those rounds where things just took a turn. I don't know whether the team split. I think I was part of that because I dropped down for the earlier kills on those other mechs, and I think the team sort of got divided, and the majority of their team sort of stayed as a solid group, and as such could keep focusing fire on single targets. So yeah, unfortunately, we did not win this one. This is already at the point where it's already turning against us now, because we are stuck on the other side of the nipple, as I like to call it, and you can't really get a good firing angle. That's the other problem with MRMs, really, is you need nice wide open spaces to hit targets. You also need not to do this. Let's slide off the edge of there and run smack bang into most of the enemy team. So yeah, that was me buggered, because I don't have enough jump jet power to get back up there, and I don't have enough speed to run away. So hey, I'm gonna die. So that was the end of that one for me, basically, as you can see. I think for a change I actually remembered to hit override, which is quite rare for me. I was trying to blow myself up by firing missiles, but some reckless bastard killed me first. So yeah, but my damage is good. I do a 500 damage, which I think is a testament to how effective MRM30. Oh, there's a mouse. There's a mouse outside. I don't mean the German tank from War Thunder either, which will soon be removed. There's a little mousey running around. Hopefully a cat will get it. So yeah, other than that, coming up, I think we're going to go back round to clan mechs. I think I've done all the 65 tonners, so I'll be rolling into the 70 tonners on the clan side of things. Innosphere wise, I've got to double check a few things, but I don't think there are any Jaeger mechs I can build for the Chariot series, so I think Jaegers will be skipped, and Thunderbolts there might be one, possibly two. It's all dependent on hardpoint locations and whether the builds are worthwhile, because some of them are literally just, it's the Thunderbolt but it doesn't have the SRM. Yeah, it's not worth making a video about. It's like, oh look, here's the standard build without one of the weapons. Afterwards, yeah, I think then we'll be getting into the 70 tons for the Innosphere. But yeah, it's going to be 70 tons for clans next time. So Nova Cat, for instance, going to be one of those possible. I have to have a look, see what else is around. But until then, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good week, and I'll be getting more Lore Warriors and stuff out during the week. Have a good one all. Oh, and if you're sticking around for this bit, if you're one of the very few who I imagine actually stick around to this, the first comment I see, shout out what mech you want a Lore Warrior doing for next, if you're one of those people who hang around for the hatchery.
Total madness.
It's not madness.
It's total madness.
Silence, bro.